The quarantine is still on. Many of us are still afraid to step outside. But are we parents the only ones suffering from stress and tension during this strange time? Definitely not. Our kids also silently suffer while we try to tackle this quarantine phase. Because we're so consumed with dealing with our fears and adapting our lives to these new times, we may completely miss the signs of anxiety and depression in kids. But does that mean we should leave them alone with their stress? Definitely not. Our children need more help and support than we do. It's so easy to think that there shouldn't be any reason for stress in children, since they don't have to run the house, hunt for jobs, sustain a dying business, or pay the rent. But every child, toddler, kid, or teen can succumb to stress and strain, which can then manifest in many ways. But our kids are in the house all day. They don't even go to school. So where is the stress coming from, you may ask? Well, now is a good time to understand the sources of stress in children before we can do something about helping them. So, what are the sources of stress in children? This is a big one. The primary source of stress in children is you. Yes, you heard me right. It's you. As parents, it's hard to hold back our feelings and rage when our children throw tantrums. When we give in to their demands, they're happy as can be. When we don't, our kids can be downright horrible. A very messy affair to deal with, but honestly, this is the gap between what they think you should do and what you think is good for them. The next source of stress is the adult conversations at home. Now, when kids are constantly subject to adult discussions laced with fear and worry, it can affect their young minds. Now, since they're stuck at home, they're learning more about the world around them from your conversations with other adults, and they could be paying attention to things that may have a huge impact on their minds. Remember, children can pick up parents' anxieties and worries very quickly without letting them know about it. The third source of stress in kids is loneliness and lack of social or playtime. Schools, colleges, and other outdoor activities are shut down, and kids are unable to explore or play anymore like they used to. Now, this is very unnatural to them. Kids need sunlight, fresh air, and playtime to develop socially, physically, and emotionally. Without these available at the moment, they can experience low immunity, stress, and sadness. Another source of stress for kids is the news and media about this global pandemic. Imagine if the news has been so successful in causing fear in adults. Our kids are definitely not immune either. Now, these are only a few sources of stress. Stress in children and teens can be caused due to other reasons as well, and I'm just pointing out a few. So now that we know a few sources, how do we manage stress for kids? Now, there are several ways to help children de-stress from quarantine effects. Start by turning your home into a safe, fun-loving place, free of fear, free of worry, free of judgment. Number one, schedule online classes. Keep online learning to a minimum for a certain time of the day. Don't force kids to sit for long hours in front of the screen. Bite-sized learning will keep them enthusiastic and motivated. Otherwise, it may keep them glued to blue light for hours on end. This will eventually disrupt their posture and their physical development. Number two, identify your child's needs and demands. Observe your reactions to them. Are your children's needs age appropriate, or are they out of curiosity? Remember, a moderate level of stress is necessary for kids to grow and develop, so we cannot take that away from them. Don't overschedule your child's routine. We have a tendency to load our children's routine with more activities just so that they can stay occupied and not get disruptive. Now, let's not do that either. Let your children explore their spare time and get creative in their own way, even if it means lounging by themselves or getting bored for a bit. Point number four, schedule intermittent breaks with your kids. Now, try and spend every 3 to 4 hours with them. You can engage in some playtime with them, indulge in small chit chat, or check on the progress of their assignments, or just be around, or give them a hug. Children just need to feel your presence. 5, exercise with your kids. I tried this today with my son and I'm going to make it a habit. We jumped on the trampoline for about 5 good minutes. Now, physical exercise is a great way to ensure good immunity and sound mental well-being. Now, if you have an exercise routine, get the kids also to join in. They will stay stress-free, you will stay stress-free and energetic, and happy hormones will be coursing through everyone. Keep work-related stress away from children. If you're a work-from-home parent like myself, it's only natural to take out our stress onto our children because it's the easiest thing to do, right? But try not to project your stress onto your kids. Try and work in a separate room, free from distraction. However, express to your children if it's been a tough day, but see to it that you show them how you are able to cope. Eat with your kids. Talk to your kids at the dining table over meals. Ask them about their day. Invite them to participate in cooking or, even setting up the table. Now, they will be happy that you have given them attention, and they will also feel that they are helping around the house in some way or the other. And finally, stay in touch with your therapist. It's very, very, very important to stay in touch with your pediatrician or therapist. Now, talk to your healthcare provider about any behavioral changes in your children, and they will be able to assist you to help your kid cope with stress during this lockdown phase. So practicing these small stress management activities for kids consistently, and I repeat, consistently, will reduce the stress in kids and help them cope through the quarantine. And with time, you may observe that your kids are becoming more active and learning to utilize their time and energy well without being overwhelmed by the fears of pandemic and uncertainty in the world around them. My name is Reshma Raggio. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any queries regarding your children or yourself, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.